ready for their main event? Your main event is a singles match. Introducing first.
Thank you for joining us for this first ever Mighty Pro Wrestling show. You can watch loads of free matches on our YouTube. We are planning to come back in May. Keep an eye on social media for that. Until then, we have a hell of a one-on-one main event. True Grit Connor Mills, one of the best wrestlers in the country, been plying the wrestling trade all around Europe and this country, takes on David Francisco, the centerpiece, one of the other best wrestlers in this country.
You ready?
Francisco listening, taking it in while this crowd berates Connor Mills. Francisco hasn't taken his eyes off Mills. Mills has taken his eyes off Francisco, which could be a mistake. David Francisco is a great professional wrestler, but he is not adverse to taking the occasional shortcut, the occasional bending of the rules. These two line up now. They know each other very well. They've wrestled a lot. Both of them, in fact, wrestled on the last ever wrestling show that happened in New Addington 7 years ago. And it's only right that they come back here and main event this one. They tie up in the middle of the ring. David Francisco getting the better of Connor Mills. Connor using the ropes to force a break. David Francisco allowing Connor Mills away from the ropes. Looks like they're going to tie up one more time. Test who's the better technical wrestler. Test who's got the more strength. Here you go, tying up Mills into that bridge. Great bit of technical wrestling from Connor Mills. Gets David Francisco in that wrist lock, trips him over. And the technique by Connor Mills cannot be flawed. Bending the wrist. Connor Mills has been in the ring with some of the best technical wrestlers in the world, and you can see that he has done his studying. He has learned from that. Francisco, though, with a roll, tries to get a wrist lock of his own and manages it. Unties Connor Mills. Mills, though, fighting, trying to lock that leg. Stop David Francisco getting enough momentum to take Connor down. But he manages it into that wrist lock. The knee across the neck of Connor Mills. Francisco now grounding Connor Mills. Mills trying to get out, using that boot to scrape across the face of Francisco. Francisco very smartly turning his face away so his eyes and nose can't be scraped by the sole of the boot. David Francisco taunting Connor Mills. That was a mistake. A head scissor by Connor Mills brings Francisco to the mat. Those strong legs of Connor Mills. Francisco now trying to fight out of this head scissor. Francisco gets up into a headstand and gets himself out. What a move by David Francisco, freeing himself from the head scissor of Connor Mills. A little round of applause for Connor Mills as well. They're acknowledging the way he got out. You see tying up in the middle of the ring again. Mills headlocked by onto David Francisco. Francisco trying to fight out, can't though. Mills has a slight height advantage, I think, not a very big one. Francisco though, tight headlock, keeping Connor Mills close to him. Mills though sends Francisco off the ropes. Francisco managing to get the better with the shoulder tackle and an arm drag back into that shoulder hold. Francisco now just edging out Connor Mills in this technical wrestling showdown. Arm ringer on Connor Mills. David Francisco not letting go of the control. What a spin by Connor Mills though, trying to get control back. Francisco doesn't let go of the wrist. Francisco letting Mills know that he can hold this wrist lock for an hour. Mills tries the fireman's carry takedown, but Francisco doesn't let go. Mills now just backing Francisco into the ropes. Hey, David could hold on for an hour, but the referee has got to stop it. Oh, Mills with a sharp elbow to the face of Francisco. Kick to the chest. Mills, the most lethal striker in this country. No one kicks like Connor Mills. He has won matches with kicks to the head. Mills sends Francisco to the other side of the ring. Francisco floats up and over, challenges Mills to come in. Arm drag. Another arm drag by Francisco. Tying Mills up, looking for a cover into the crucifix pin. Mills kicks out though, Francisco staying on top of him. Now, looking for another pin. Gets him down to the mat. Great pin by David Francisco, but Mills breaks out. Drop toe hold. Francisco now just rubbing salt in the wound, walking over the back of Connor Mills. Mills does not look impressed. Francisco looking very happy with himself. Francisco swings, misses. Mills with a forearm to the kidney. Kidney shots are dangerous and lethal. Take all your breath away, but your whole gut hurt. Francisco sending Mills off the ropes. Mills reverses. Francisco with that lucha style roll over the top. Mills misses and gets a forearm to the kidneys back in return. Francisco, Banderas over the top, kicks Mills in the head. Mills looking dizzy now. David Francisco has this move he likes to do where he gets all his momentum running around the ring and just kicks his opponent in the head. And it looks like he's lining up for it now. David Francisco, like a runaway train running around that ring. Comes around the last post, slingshot and a kick to the head. The audience want to see it one more time. Mills looking like he's seeing stars there. Francisco not taking the chance though. Some left shots to Mills. David Francisco is left-handed, so that left-handed punch would have done some damage. Francisco getting ahead of steam. Goes around the back of the ring. Slingshots himself around the last post and just kicks Mills in the head. Francisco now having a good time. The crowd firmly behind David Francisco, singing his song. Francisco looking for the ruckus, that stalling Uranagi. Powers him up. But Mills gets his way back to the ropes. Great reversal by Mills. Arm ringer over the top. Mills now getting some separation, getting some offense in on Francisco. Pulls Francisco's left leg through the ropes. Dragon screw. What a move by Connor Mills. That will wear your knee out in no time. Connor Mills lining up David Francisco. Second rope, drop kick by Connor Mills. Mills firmly in control. David has taken to the outside to try and get some space. Those lethal kicks and that dragon screw by Connor Mills really taking the wind out of Francisco. The referee counting as this crowd gets behind David Francisco. David Francisco gets back into the ring with Connor Mills, waiting for him like a shark smelling blood. Connor Mills straight on it, penalty kick to the spine. And just relentless kicks to the back while maintaining wrist control. David can go nowhere while Connor Mills has control of him like that. Connor Mills now getting into it with the front row. This gave David Francisco a chance though, and he has started chopping the chest. Mills though bundles David back into the corner in a chest chop of his own, just using his viciousness to overwhelm David Francisco. Off the ropes. What a running big boot by Connor Mills, lethal with his feet into a cocky pin. Francisco kicks out of one. He saw what Mills was doing, wasn't going to allow that. Look at Connor Mills flex into the front row of Mighty Pro Wrestling audience.
Let's go, David! Let's go, David!
The crowd firmly behind David Francisco, letting Connor know what they think of him. David swinging wildly with that right hand. Mills letting him wear himself out and just booting him, taking him out at the knee. Mills just wearing David's left knee down. What moves by David Francisco to get back into this. Those right forearms sends Mills across the ring, but no, Mills reverses, using that turnbuckle like a weapon. David Francisco's spine rattling off that metal ring that's just underneath some thin padding. Connor Mills now checking his shoulder, making sure he's got feeling in it, trying to massage some blood flow back in there so he can get some feeling back into it. Mills now going for that left leg again, the same leg that he dragon screwed through the ropes, now just wringing it out. Got an ankle lock, a toe lock, pulling on the ankle of David Francisco. David's left leg has got to be in agony. Shifting into a death lock. Connor Mills in control with this submission, wearing down the legs of David Francisco. David Francisco reaching for the ropes, cannot reach. David now pulling himself and Connor Mills towards that bottom rope. He needs to get to that rope, so the referee is forced to break the hold. But Mills actually grabbing the arm closest to the ropes, not allowing David Francisco to do it. Holding a wrist lock, a finger lock, bending the wrist and fingers of Francisco, who's now trying to fight out with chest chops. That third one was enough. That third bigger one was enough to break down Connor Mills. David with just a right fist. And a European uppercut. Mills is starting to reel now. Those blows by David Francisco really having an effect. That damage taken by Connor Mills early on in the match coming back to haunt him. The lefts and rights, the European uppercuts, the forearms, David Francisco unloading on Connor Mills. Series of European uppercuts, forcing Mills into the corner. David Francisco now stomping a mud hole. The referee forcing him to break a hole as David Francisco walks it dry. David Francisco now checking his joints, checking that left leg, making sure he can go. Running clothesline into the corner. Mills reverses. David floats over, rolls away into the center of the ring. Step up, enziguri. Mills is rattled. 20 by David Francisco. This could be it for Mills. Mills only kicking out because he managed to kick David Francisco in the head. He couldn't have the energy to get his shoulders up with David's legs across his shoulders. Crowd trying to motivate David Francisco to end this match. David looking for the ruckus one more time. Mills fights out using that left elbow. Just to the ear that time. Put some extra pressure on it by hitting it with the other arm. Discus lariat by Mills, misses. Francisco ducks out underneath. David looks to roll up Mills into a pin. Mills kicks out. Mills getting to space for David. Floats over himself, gets across the other side of the ring. Comes in and just that leaping back forearm, leaping back elbow into the corner. Mills heads up to the second rope. Conor Mills, crossbody, but David Francisco rolls through, trying to power Conor Mills up. Can David get back to his feet with the weight of Conor Mills as well, the strength of David Francisco? Mills looking to body slam. No, running into the corner, stampede by David Francisco. Into that slam, owed to his former tag team partner and friend. But Conor Mills kicks out at 2. David Francisco now, looking a bit frustrated. Both men looking exhausted. It's an old cliche, but the first one to their feet is going to have the advantage here. Looks like it's going to be David Francisco. Conor Mills, though, he's not going to give up the fight that easily. Mills swings wildly. David looking for the ruckus one more time. Stalling Uranagi. Mills reverses into an arm drag. Mills looking for a pin. Just starts working on the leg of Francisco. Penalty kick to the chest, taking the wind out of Francisco. Mills heading to the top rope. David struggling to take breath after that PK. Doubled over. Double stop by Conor Mills. Into the cover. This could be it. David could be done. But David kicks out. Mills looking annoyed now. Conor looking frustrated, banging his head on the canvas. What does he have to do to keep David Francisco down for the count of 3? Both men are exhausted. Mills gets back to his feet. He's got a new game plan and he's going to execute it. Just another penalty kick to the back. This time David is telling him to do it one more time. Telling him to bring it. Is that all you've got, Conor Mills? Question mark kick this time between the shoulder blades. David fighting back now. Forearms to the face. Those kicks had little to no effect. David fighting through them. Chest chop. Enziguri. Mills reels back out of the ring. Looking for that rebound clothesline and he gets it. Mills wipes out Francisco. Mills ahead of steam across the ring. What a running kick to the jaw. Conor Mills powering David Francisco up, possibly looking for something like a superplex. Brings out the knee of David Francisco. That left leg has got to be in agony. Conor Mills heads to the second rope. Is he looking for that superplex? The crowd letting Conor Mills know exactly what they think of him. Francisco reverses, plants Conor Mills back in the center of the ring. Double jump, clothesline. Classic David Francisco move. Mills stumbling, gets him up, loads him, hits the ruckus. That's it, it is over. David Francisco wins the first main event at Mighty Pro Wrestling. David has been perfecting that Uranagi, that ruckus, and it has become lethal, dropping Conor Mills on his back and getting the win. Thank you for watching Mighty Pro Wrestling live in Addington. We are looking to come back in May. Until then, enjoy loads of free matches on our YouTube. Thank you for watching Mighty Pro Wrestling. What a main event by David Francisco and Conor Mills. We'll see you next time.